Welcome to episode 3, series 1 of the Drinkin Buddies podcast. Here we are. We didn't do an introduction for this episode because we're assholes. And we forgot and we just didn't fucking want to. So we didn't.
It's true.
But we watched the Mack. We watched the Mack, which was a movie. It was a movie about the Mack.
It was terrible.
It was pretty bad. But we're getting ahead of ourselves before we jump into the Mack.
Oh man, my hands are so ashy. I just realized that that's gonna be on camera.
Relevance, not unless you put your hands up to your face.
Well,
but
I
all
have
right.
to do that to take sips.
Nobody is looking at your hands. Trust me. But back to the lecture at hand.
Yes.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking Uncle Nearest. That's it, just Uncle Nearest. I've got 2 fingers, 2 shots of Uncle Nearest. I'm lying that I say that's it.
But what if somebody doesn't know what Uncle Nearest is?
Oh. Okay. I'm drinking Uncle Nearest whiskey. It's whiskey, right?
So you would drink something that you don't know what it is?
When I think it's whiskey or bourbon, not scotch because I hate scotch. Maybe not hate. I just don't like it.
So it could say piss water on the bottle after you poured it into your cup and you don't know what it is.
If it's tasty,
doesn't really matter.
No, it's whiskey.
All right, if you say so.
It's pretty good. I like it. I also have inside my Uncle Nearest, though. I said it was just Uncle Nearest, but I did add a little bit of the Schnitty syrup. There's like this cool U-City syrup company. And I added some of that, like a half a teaspoon. It's pretty
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, because I like to be visual, I'm drinking 20 grand gold vodka infused with cognac. 20 grand because I'm fancy.
I like it. It's a little sweet.
And cola. Gus's cola. Gus's grown up soda. Cola. It don't got as much sugar, but it's still good.
Is that why it's grown up?
Yeah, I think so. Like
Less sugar?
Yeah, less sugar because diabetes and I don't know. But yeah, those were our cats. They're crazy.
That was just one
They
cat.
were not. They weren't part. They're not part of the crew. They're actually interlopers. Ignore them. But back to the Mack, the miggity Mack.
Yeah.
So I don't know why someone somewhere decided that a movie needed to be made about a bunch of pimps.
Pimping.
That's basically the plot of the movie right there. Just pimps doing pimp things, being very terrible to pretty much everyone they come across, with no real ramifications.
I think there were ramifications.
Oh, there were ramifications for other people.
I think there were ramifications for Goldie.
What were some of the ramifications that he got for pimping?
Well, I mean, like he lost his mom.
That was a ramification for her. She ain't had nothing to do with his pimping, but she got killed for it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was as a consequence. It was a ramification. I mean, he lost his mom. That's still a ramification.
Oh yeah, it's super sad.
He also lost his main girl.
It was so sad that they mourned her for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, mama dead.
Then they also, I mean, they tried to bring the killers to justice or whatever, you know.
Yeah. So
there was that. I also think that another, like I said, he lost his main chick, or what kind of became his main chick. Not his bottom, like his best, like his A1, but what he turned into, like his top.
I mean, you know what's really crazy about this movie? Us just talking at this moment, we are 90% done describing all of the things that happened in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was sparse.
Again, it was really light. The overall content was definitely light, for sure.
Yeah,
like the story build up was light.
I'm pretty lost in the whole thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, let's start at the beginning. So, let's go from the beginning and keep going through.
Yeah,
Let's
from
go
the
from
beginning.
the top. So we got Goldie, who is in the beginning in the drug gang.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in a shootout.
Oh, wait. It's 1967. You gotta say this 1967.
Right. Okay, so it's 1967. You got Goldie, and he's with his best friend, who's portrayed by Richard Pryor. Right?
I never learned his name.
Yeah, what was his name?
Maybe it was Slim or something.
All right, so you got his best friend, who's portrayed by Richard Pryor, perhaps Slim, who's like, you need to get out of here, man. Well, no. Goldie is to Richard Pryor like, hey, you need to get out of here. But my very first note was, look at Richard Pryor being a ride or die. Because he was like, I won't leave you,
Oh, you know what really struck me about that scene?
What?
Richard Pryor going, we got set up in the middle of the shootout. He says, we got set up. Like, this isn't
like,
the time to discuss that. We can talk about this after we finish this shootout.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to, hey, man. Hey, Goldie, man. We got set up.
You had another line you really liked, so I hope you bring that up later when we keep moving through. Okay, so then I was actually really confused in that moment because, so after, like, the whole shootout, like, it looks like there's a car flipped over or something happens and Goldie's, like, pinned on the ground, and the cops are standing over him. The cops who actually like reappear 5 years later, or 4 years, 349 days later.
We jumping ahead again.
Okay, anyway,
that's another one of the good things. Somebody was keeping count.
Yeah, so they stand over Goldie, and this was like the most confusing moment for me because Goldie was looking up at them. He had blood coming down his face. He was not blinking. Like, I don't think he blinked a single time. And I was like, so, is he dead?
I mean, that would make this movie a whole lot better if he died in the beginning and everything after that was a dream. And then when he got on the bus went to heaven. That's the Mack I want to see. Like, that would have been perfect.
Maybe.
Or no. Instead of the bus going to heaven, it would go to hell because he was so bad to all of his
everybody.
Hoes. And yeah, that would have been perfect.
He didn't have hoes yet. But like, maybe I need to go back and look at it because I'm like, did he blink? Did he blink and maybe I just missed it? Because literally, I just like see Goldie like just like that as the cops look down at him.
I don't know. I mean, he probably blinked. But maybe y'all blinked at the same time every time, so yeah, you ended up synchronizing your blinks, so you missed all of his blinks. That makes perfect sense to me.
You need so much help, but I didn't see him blink, so
he probably didn't. You see everything.
So then after that, after Goldie dying, but he wasn't really dead, he went to jail.
Oh, you skipped the part in the his name is John Mickens. We learned that in court. And it just, like, really? John Mickens? His name is John Mickens.
Wait, I don't understand the significance of this moment.
I just feel like that's an Irish man's name who lived in Ireland his entire life and never came to America.
Because of the Mickens?
The Mickens. The Mickens got me. And it might sound like I'm being sort of biased or anti-Irish or
what,
but I just don't believe there's a black man named Mickens.
I'm gonna Google the origin of this
Google
surname.
it, man. Google it. I just don't think that there's not a Tyrone Mickens. Tyrell
It's
Mickens
Scottish.
III.
Oh my gosh, like you're close. It is a Scottish West Coast
What's say?
name. Gaelic form of the surname Macgiola McKeel. Anyway, right here. So, and it means it means son of the servant of Saint something. I'm not gonna open that all the way up, but it is Scottish.
Yeah, and I mean that makes no sense in the context of American history because the Scottish did not own slaves. So it doesn't make any sense that a man born in the 40s would have the last name Mickens.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I mean, maybe an African tribe migrated to Scotland, and we're way off track here. But next thing that happens is he's in jail and he's freaking the fuck out.
Oh,
so
it was weird.
I think what he was doing was he was coming down off of drugs. Because we learn later on in the movie, there's this line about how much stuff he stuck in his veins.
Yeah, but there was only a single line about it, which really made it kind of like not enough to know whether or not he was really a drug addict or a drug user in the past or simply a drug dealer. Because then that keeps coming back to this thought, like, you cannot, well, one, you can't do your own, like, you can't be your own best customer. Like, you don't make any money when you're using your own product.
What?
So, like, that was a thing. And then the other, there wasn't enough information for that to feel like it could be real useful. But he was definitely spazzing out. Like, drinking soup out of a bowl or something out of a bowl in this really weird way that, like, left drool and dribble, like, just kind of coming down his chin. But I also wondered if that could have just been a result of, like, solitary, like, being in the cell alone. Was he in
solitary?
No, I mean, I don't know. But jail can play with you, I'm assuming. So,
I wouldn't know.
But I think it's interesting that
you got something to tell me?
No, but there's been enough, like, I mean, I watched every season of Orange is the New Black, so I feel very in the know.
So you think Orange is the New Black is like a documentary? Is that what I'm to gather from this piece of conversation? Orange is the New Black is biographical. Like its entirety. I mean, I know it's based on.
I was just about to say it is based on a true story.
The first season was based on her true story. She wrote an entire book. But seasons 4 through 19.
Yeah, it went on way longer than it should have. Like,
I just don't believe that there was a person named Poussey who got murdered when someone laid on top of her and like pretty much. Killed the breath.
Well, first of all, that was like a homage to the whole Black Lives Matters movement and what's been happening in the Black community and all that.
Was that before or after Eric Garner?
That was after.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but some of that shit just seems like,
Literally every animal is going to make an appearance in this. Okay, so, yeah, I couldn't
you
really...
wanted a farm.
I want a farm. That is a fact. I could not really tell, like, if I thought he really was a drug user.
No. Go away.
This is her time for nighttime cuddles.
Go away.
Nah, she's gonna come. Today, if the table moves, it's not my fault. I'm holding my drink and my laptop because you always talk about how I knock the table, so I will not fall victim to your evil.
What evil?
You always get all snappy with me about...
I just like quality audio. Oh my
knocking
God.
the table.
Oh my God. That cat is on the couch.
Okay, so then he gets out of jail. And then what happens? Mr. Mickens gets out of jail.
We hear Willie Hutch. Because Willie Hutch did the soundtrack for this here movie.
Yeah.
Many songs of which were sampled by 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of them for their albums.
Yeah.
And other people's.
I thought the soundtrack was really dope. Like, I loved.
Oh my God. This is why we need a studio. If we're going to keep doing this, we need a studio.
We're not going to keep doing this.
Can someone please donate to my Patreon that I've yet to set up? We need a studio, massa.
I loved hearing. I think we should actually just build a garage. And then we would put the studio in the garage.
Okay, Bob Vila.
I want a garage so bad.
Oh, it's a dog now, and she doesn't know how not to step on everything.
I think if we had a garage, that would be perfect.
This is gonna sound so good. We're gonna win a fucking Oscar for this. Just like the Mack should have won an Oscar. Should have won 3 of them. 3 Oscars. All the Oscars.
No.
And a Golden Globe. Oh wait.
No.
The Hollywood Foreign Press wouldn't put up with that.
Wait,
shit.
what's the thing? It should have a Razzie.
It wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't Razzie bad?
No. Because the movies that win Razzies are
trash, terrible.
They had to have a shorter script than Superfly.
40 pages.
They were coming in like 38 pages, and most of them were just like, ad-lib it.
Absolutely.
We'll just improvise this.
For sure.
Who cares? And then when they got done, everybody looked at each other like,
that works. I like it.
I
like it. I like it.
We won an Oscar.
Job well done.
High fives.
All around.
No. Go lay down.
Good girl. Oopsie, I shouldn't have said good girl. She always comes back for good girl.
No.
Off.
All right, and
okay, so we like the music, the soundtrack.
Oh, this is where we get to the scene where something that all 3 of the movies that we've watched so far had in common is this sort of club scene. There's always a club scene in these movies.
For sure.
And in this movie, it just happened to be like a pool hall. Mm-hmm. And they were playing pool and shooting dominoes? Not shooting dominoes. They were shooting pool and playing dominoes. Mm-hmm. And he's like having this conversation.
Shooting dominoes? Who says that?
He's having the conversation with what I can only assume is the master pimp. He's this guy who shows up from time to time. He's always wearing sunglasses. We think he might be blind.
Yeah. Oh, for that, wasn't he in a casino? Was he in a club? I thought they were in a casino. No, that was separate.
It was a pool hall.
Really?
It was just a pool hall. And they have this conversation. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, was this the part where he was like, a pimp is only as good as its product?
And he was telling him about how he had to control them and how he had
you gotta control their minds.
Yeah, I think so
pimping
anybody
is
can
big business.
Yeah, and he said anybody can control a woman's body. You got to know how to control her mind. And I was like, whew, it's already like mad fucked up in here. Like that was super sexist, of course. But I mean, we're talking about men who are like willing to profit off of women. So
I feel like I should move my computer to my lap because this is like a really good idea you got going here. Because now I'm like looking over here instead of not looking at the camera.
Well, I think not to get in
these
trouble.
2 cameras for the actual thing.
Ditching which 2 cameras?
Our phone cameras. Because yours is just shooting at the ceiling at this point. Yeah. Maybe I'll use them for like an intro shot. Like, hey, look at us. We're black people on a couch. What do you do?
So do you want me to take my phone off of there and plug it in?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's not really pressing.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, here. I guess you're right. It was, but see, it looked really well lit in the beginning. Huh. But I guess
there was nothing well lit about this film, Lauren.
That very first scene seemed brighter than all the other scenes.
Everything was dark. It was the 70s. I just, in my brain, the 70s was just dark as fuck. Because of movies. Like, movies show the 70s as just being dark. There were no bright days. It was always overcast. and everybody was fucking sad.
I'm laughing, but do you know what that just made me think of? The thing I've never told people.
Moving right along.
Only you and Amanda and Clark know that, but you saying like the movies made you feel like the 70s were dark, like literally made me think of that. I'm just...
You need fucking help. So then this chick magically appears.
Yeah, Lulu.
And she's like, I want you to pimp me, basically.
Wait, which was really gross. Like, the way she asked was, like, so gross.
And the fact that he didn't just go, yes. on the spot. And he just sort of like,
I gotta think about it.
Baby,
I gotta really put some thought to this.
It just made me want to slap the shit out of him. Like, what?
It was so gross. Yeah, it was...
It was bothersome, to say the least.
It was. And then, but as soon as he walked out of there, he got accosted by the cops.
We also forgot, this is also where he mentions how long he's been in jail.
Yeah.
Or how long he's been away.
Was this the same day? Was like...
I just assume everything in all of these movies happens in 3 days. 3 days. Every single fucking one of them is a 3-day movie.
What?
Everyone.
How do you come up with this? Like, what is your rationale?
I don't know.
This happened in 3 days. I have decided. Ooh, Luna, it's going to be your fault and not mine.
Get her off of there.
Well, she's just knocking it. It's going to bop a lot. Okay, so 3 days.
3 days.
That is just very specific.
It's the day he got out of prison, the day his mama got killed, and the day he left.
Interesting.
That's it. There is no other way. I mean, it doesn't make sense, regardless of how how you put this together. It was 3 days.
Huh.
Also, they never, all 3 movies, again, another theme, they never mention where the fuck any of this happened.
Yeah, that's true. We talked about that earlier. Yeah, where did it happen?
The conclusion we've come to is that in these films, they make the thesis, right? The thesis is that you can put this into any city that is majority black.
But wait, no.
And that would work.
Take it back. In Superfly, that was New York, right?
Yeah, it was Harlem. But they never said it was Harlem. Okay. We had to Google to find out it was Harlem.
All right. Well, I mean, I just want to say this was one of the most artistically ambitious films in black exploitation. So,
according to who?
This here film.avclub.com.
All right. That's an opinion. I don't share that opinion. This movie was cool. It was, it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't even really artistic. It was just like...
Wait a second. This writer, this journalist, critic, I don't know. On the surface, the storyline is pure escapism of the era. I actually did not think it was escapism at all.
What the fuck did he escape from?
Yeah, I thought that this was actually...
The frying pan into the fire?
I thought this was purely, like, symbolic of the time rather than a way to, like, escape from the time. What we had here was the glorification of pimping. Like, the whole movie was about, like, pimping. Top to bottom, beginning to end.
And those pimps weren't actors.
No, they was legit pimps.
They were real pimps.
Like, every pimp in this movie was a pimp.
They were brother pimps.
There was a whole
Oakland,
family
California.
of pimps. The Wards.
Yep.
The Ward family, like, gave us their pimpage. And, like, they were in it. And every other pimp at the Players Ball was a real pimp.
Pimps.
Wait a second. Like, speaking of the Players Ball, I know I'm jumping. But at the Players Picnic, the fact that they were playing kickball in suits.
They were playing softball.
Softball. Yeah, sorry. Softball.
Softball.
In suits.
In suits.
In the middle of what appeared to be the summer, or
Yeah.
at least warm time
It was
somewhere.
probably summer.
Like, and they were suits, and they had them buttoned. Like, what the fuck? That's
You noticed the suits. I noticed the fucking kids. Like
you were so bothered by the kids
is a
at the
pimps
picnic.
and hoes picnic, and you invited fucking kids.
And it's weird that I didn't know. Like, the kids, I was like, oh, it's a family affair. Like,
leave them fucking kids at home. They don't need to see this.
But I'm sure, like, like I said, like, it's a family affair. It's like going to your parents' like corporate job picnic as a kid.
Except for your daddy is not sending your mom out to somebody's car to make the money. Like, nah, dog, that ain't the same thing, bro. She said it's like when your dad works at Sears and your mom works at a gas station. You know, they go to the corporate picnic. It's not like that, though. It's not.
I used to love going to like my mom's company picnics and my grandma's too. Like, that's what this made me think of. I was like, oh, it's like
We didn't go to a company picnic. What we went to every year was my great grandfather's picnic for the Annie Malone Children's Home.
Oh yeah.
They had it in Heman Park every year until 99, 2000, something like that. And it was like every year, every summer, everybody looked forward to that.
Yeah, that's basically like a company picnic. I mean, my grandma worked at
I mean, basically like a company picnic, but not like this company
No,
picnic,
this
because this
was like-
company was illegal as fuck. But I
but it was
can't
still a family picnic.
I can't remember a single like cop showing up to, like, you know, fuck with any of the pimps or anything. Like,
No.
did they pay them off?
But that made me think about like the fact, so you mentioning that, I will tell you that I kind of thought about that with the players ball too. Like, did police officers just kind of let these kind of events happen? Because I feel like somebody had to know, like, all right, it's gonna be a lot of pimps.
Yo, and also it looked like the fucking news was covering it.
Yeah, like, or it was at least recorded. So like, somebody had to know
what was going on in this city.
Mind you, like, but I mean, again, I think this is Anywhere USA. So, well, we should actually look, like, was the players ball in a specific, like,
I think that they want us to believe
players
that
ball,
based on who the people in the movie are, that this is supposed to be Oakland, California, because that's where the Wards are from.
This says the players ball is an annual gathering of pimps held in Chicago, Illinois. But there are other players balls that take place across the country, most notably in Miami and Atlanta. Presently, there are players ball events in Las Vegas, Memphis, and Memphis, Tennessee.
All right.
One was in 2011. It was hosted in Hollywood, and the formation of the players ball happened in 1974 by Bishop Don Magic Wand.
Well, it says the 38th annual, so for at least 38 years prior to 2012. So when would that be? The idea stemmed, it came from the Mack.
Yeah.
So they made up the players ball for this movie, and people just perpetuated it.
Wow.
Cat, no cats.
Oh, here we go. In Oakland, California.
All right.
So it's in Oakland.
Yeah, I guess so. They didn't say that in the movie.
No.
The cops didn't wear anything that identified them as Oakland police. So we were just left hanging.
Let's just talk about the power of this movie, though, for just a second.
Oh, my God.
So, in this whole idea of, like, the players
There's
ball.
another cat here.
The players ball stemmed from a scene in this movie.
And he just keeps rocking the microphone.
We have Dan Aykroyd parodying this in Dr. Detroit. So if anybody ever wonders where Dan Aykroyd, oh man, the kicking of a hair, where Dan Aykroyd, like,
she's allergic to all of our animals But we still have all of our animals.
I'm allergic to every single one of them.
She's only not allergic to horses.
4
but we
drugs
can't
a
have
day.
horses because
4 meds a day
laws.
to have all these freaking animals. Okay, so I've never actually seen Dr. Detroit, but so that kind of speaks to the way that this movie was viewed, maybe in some of like we always get to influences, so I'm a little early. But this is definitely an influence.
It doesn't even matter. We're off the rails tonight, baby. We are. I've been drinking. I feel good. It's like the skit on Kendrick Lamar's album. 'Cause I want your body, girl.
Can I taste your drink?
Girl.
There were also controversies. Oh no, that's from the Players Ball. Never mind.
I have no clue where we were.
So, we talked about. Well, you said that he was counting, but you didn't mention how many days.
Oh yeah, apparently he was in prison for 4 years, 349 days, 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I feel like that joke. It wasn't a joke in this movie. But in other movies, they've done a joke, like a play on this, where somebody's been counting days, minutes, hours since a thing happened, and it's supposed to be like funny because this person's still, keeping track of this thing that happened.
Oh, it's like Rent. It just reminded me of Rent.
No, never seen it, never heard of it.
I'm sorry.
What is it?
What? Like in Rent, where they do
like what you pay to a landlord?
No. Like the Rent countdown, 500. You don't know the song?
I only watch gangster shit. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
525,000.
600 minutes.
I was just winging that. I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
Or the play.
All right.
Never listened to the album.
All done with you. Finished.
Tay Diggs was terrible in it.
Yeah, but you never saw it. Okay. Thank you.
I stand by my opinion. I noticed in the movie that music only played when it directly related to the scene. And if it didn't directly relate to the scene, it didn't play. When they were later on in the movie, when she finally, or maybe he finally, one of the hoes, I use that term respectfully, finally chose Goldie, and the song "I Choose You" played.
Oh yeah, that was but what was the name of that pimp? Because that was a whole issue. I didn't put his name down.
It wasn't a pimp named Slickback. Slickback, not Slipback. Slickback.
No, I don't remember what his name was.
Was it Pretty Tony? Was it I got nothing. Those are the only two pimps I remember.
His name was Slim Richard Pryor. Just because
I score one for me. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay, let's talk about other like peculiar / weird things in this movie.
Oh, the one thing that was super weird to me was the cops using brother in place of nigger.
Yeah,
they did that a few times.
But they also used nigger.
That was really surprising to me that there weren't more niggers.
Yeah, it was.
I was like,
definitely.
Oh, like, I feel it coming. I feel it coming.
Over there, like 3 instances of hard R.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they just let me down because I don't know if like one of them took umbrage with the word and like they only did it because
it was written into the script.
Well, not even that it was written into the script, but like they felt they had to portray the cops as the cops were at that time.
Luna, don't do it. I know we just hit the table, so
I mean,
it's her fault.
It is what it is. Y'all getting it raw and uncut. This week, I'm not cutting nothing. Not a goddamn thing. You know why? Because I'm just that motherfucking real. That real. I just noticed that the camera that I'm using is Wells, and it's spelled wrong on several things.
It's spelled differently.
No, it's spelled wrong. That's not how you spell H.G. Wells' last name.
You spell it E-S?
Yes, you do.
So it's not right on there. But
it's right on other. Oh my God, there's so much hair.
I just brushed her yesterday for like 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I vacuumed it all up.
But they shed all the time, Lauren.
Yeah, maybe somebody else here should try brushing them sometimes.
All right, man. We might have to cut this short. We're not going to cut it short, but I mean, Lord Jesus.
Oof. Her breasting.
You know what else was really funny?
The hotline?
Hotline?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was what I was thinking was funny. That was just weird. It's
not even funny to me because, again, me being who I am, I'm a rap dude. That is a direct reference. Well, no, the song 1-900 Hustler is a direct reference to that scene. For anyone who doesn't know, 1-900 Hustler is a song by Freeway, Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak. And it's basically, the basic premise of the song is that people call into 1-900 Hustler with their issues, and Jay-Z, Freeway, and Memphis Bleak tell them how to solve their issues, which is exactly what Goldie did in this scene. And it's just like, wow, that is transcended as fuck to be in such a terrible movie.
Did you know that they were real? That like those lines are real?
No.
Yeah.
I just assumed that
it was like just like a jokey kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like almost like psychics or like 800 and 900 lines like when we were young, like kids.
But I mean, can I call a 1-900 number now and they solve my problems? Like, I'm having a bitch of a time coming up with what I'm going to do after I graduate.
Yeah.
1-900 graduate? What should I do?
Yeah, I feel like millennials would literally
go broke calling those numbers.
Like fucking broke.
Yeah.
I am struggling today with X. My mom is at work. I'm going to call the 1-900 number.
Oof.
Like, I feel like that could be a thing.
That's some real shit right there.
That could be
this
what
shit
you
just
do.
Got too real for me.
That could be what you do.
We might have to cut all these motherfucking cameras off. Just go to bed and think about that.
Fucking the tragedy of fucking being 34 right now. Yeah. What?
Oh, you're 34. I was like, who the fuck is 34? I'm 28.
Well.
All right, continue.
Oh my God, where do you come from?
No.
Go away.
You have to go lay down somewhere, maybe.
May, go lay. Go.
You can't get love right now. We're filming.
Okay, so the Hustler line, which was really okay, that whole day. So let me just talk about for a second. Like the hustle line wasn't even the craziest part of that scene to me. I also thought it was just really interesting that they had like a whole training program. Like they had a whole training program.
I must not have been paying attention to that.
How to boost clothes, how to
I remember.
Steal jewelry, how to do all this stuff.
Now.
Like it was a whole training program.
It's and like Kanye's workout plan, but we gonna get you right on how to boost your clothes.
Yeah,
get your money.
Okay,
up.
like I thought that was. I'm sorry, I know that's gonna bang. But if I move it, then she's less likely. Anyway, so I thought that the whole training program, I was like, wow, like they got a whole protocol set up. And she even told her like how not to be messy with it, how she needed to look pregnant after she stole something. Oh my goodness. Like that whole thing to me
so fucking
made me wonder, like, was that real? Like before you hit the streets, did you have to go through a 3-day training at
Yeah, or else you didn't get your 90-day bonus. Like when you worked in a call center.
Yeah, you stuck around.
Your first 3 months was like $9.25.
Probationary. Mate, get off the couch. Why are you doing this?
Because she's a raggedy dog. No.
Boiled
You leave that
brats.
alone. That's not for you. That's for us.
She
That
looks,
was a gift from our friends.
She looks really phased. Like, okay. Now she's just gonna try to curl up. All right. Good girl. I don't have a treat. I was just
Don't move.
Good girl. Okay, so they finished out the
Oh shit, I haven't been keeping track of the time.
No.
Oh, our camera's off.
Which one?
The main one.
Oh, come on. We're giving good feed here.
I don't know how long it's been off either.
Wow.
Holy shit. I think these fucking batteries just fucking died.
What if it's been off from the beginning? That would be so fucking funny.
No, it wouldn't. I definitely started when we started. Yeah, the battery died at 38 minutes.
And how long have we been going?
48 minutes, so we missed 10 minutes of material.
Bummer.
You know what would have prevented this? If this fucking battery thing worked. It has 3 hours. I can't even remember what the past 10 minutes were about.
The hustle line.
You know what? We'll just play the audio for that in the tape, in the video, and be like, technical difficulties. Because these fucking batteries are garbage. Ugh. That was fucking grade A material, bro. Grade A material. Stop this shit. This fucking useless ass thing. Fucking garbage. I'm probably gonna end up selling this thing. Because it won't work with either one of our phones. Because they're too heavy.
I can buy you a new one.
Buy my own.
Go to the bathroom, Cam. In the future, go to the bathroom before we record.
Or just don't have to go to the bathroom.
Ever.
Man, I'm so upset that our phones didn't work right. That would have really added some depth to the recording process. Because we would have been like, cut to you, cut to me, cut back and forth. Like, whoa, whoa.
Who?
Oh, God.
Learn how to walk down the steps. Should probably go let him out.